we are. We are going to do maybe 2 hours of just live streaming. Let me post my stream. We're going to go over what we did during the game jam and how that's kind of changed some things. Let me grab this. And then I gotta get the YouTube link real quick. Always fun whenever you have to do all of this for the setup. It's okay, it's part of it. Okay. Send that now. And then everything's good. We went right back live and looks like everything is working. So no issues there. Let me post it to my other thing. Okay, let's start out. Let's start out right. Where did I go? Five. Okay, so I am gonna do a instead of just doing a live format, I am going to do this year. We're gonna switch up and we're going to actually do some static videos. And I think that's not because I want to change up the format at all. I just think it's gonna work better for getting my name out there and kind of showcasing what we can do. This year we have to build an audience. If we're going to release Imperium, which we are going to, then we have to build an audience, and that audience is going to be required for us, so that way we can have a successful launch. And so I need to focus on actually developing and building an audience, not just making great games, but making a great community. And so a lot of this year is going to be focused towards what that looks like and how we can accomplish that. So that's how I'm going into this new year, and that's how I'm going to be kind of focusing these streams, is to push in that direction for those things. We need to build the community, get it back to where it was, and that's not an easy thing to do these days, but it is something that we're going to do, and I'm excited for what that's going to look like. So what we're going to do is we're going to definitely do a post-mortem, and I think what I'm going to do as part of that post-mortem is I'm going to break down the process and all the steps that I took. So that way, anybody who is interested in the game dev, game jam process can have a good idea of what that looked like. I am an artist, and this game jam, I challenged myself to actually do code. So everything that you experience in the game is actually coded by me, which is great because again, I learned a lot while doing that. You know. How did that cause an error? That's new. That's brand new. Look at that. Look at that. New. That's like a whole new thing. Interesting. I've never had that bug before. anyways, so this is my entry for the jam. I think there's some things that I could have done better myself in the jam. One of those is understanding scope. It's really easy to kind of get lost in whatever your idea is and not actually have proper scope. And so one of the things that we did is we made this massive town. Like, it's massive. And it wasn't a super heavy lift for us to make the town, but the problem is the player gets really overwhelmed. And so you don't, like, while there is a lot that you can do and you can go into every single building, it's very easy for you to get overwhelmed. And you have a 10-minute timer, and there was no indicators for where things were, and so easily I could have gotten lost if I just came out and I decided to go here. And now, I'm like, okay, I went against the beaten path and had no clue of where to go and what to do. Visually, the game's cool, but there's no cops over here, and with there being no cops over here, kind of like, you just get lost. So that was something that we needed to work on and fix. What is that being triggered because the camera is going in there? Or is it cops that are doing it? I think it's cops that are triggering it. But we wanted to make a cutesy little game. That was my goal, was to make something cute. And we did. I think this has met the cute kind of style. Very nice, very organized. Obviously, I think we could have done better on a couple of different things. Maybe made the tail physics based. Some of those things, but it is what it is. Now what we've done, since the jam has been over, I've actually added some stuff. We added in gas, which if you, hey Joey, what's going on? Now I don't know about free pizza, but there's definitely some prizes going on. We got a little guy with prizes. You want a prize? I'll give it to you. Here you go. Here you go, Joey. It's a gift just for you. It's your birthday gift. Um, So one of the things that we need to do, or wanted to do, was basically make it to where foxholes could be utilized by you. And one of the things that I didn't do was I didn't have it to where you could make the foxholes wherever you wanted. So now you can actually have the foxhole be wherever you want, and the foxhole will teleport back to your home. The problem is you don't know where your home is, and so I need to. It's impressive. Love the cut through the roof. You have a great atmosphere going on. Thanks. I need to. The short version is I need to make a way to where I can find the player can easily find their way back home. And that's not easy to do. I added in indicators. I need to add in an indicator for the home. So that way you can know where you're at. I figured you would find it eventually because, again, it's not that hard to find. But it's also, not necessarily easy. So, and so it's kind of there. And with the ability to create the foxholes wherever you want now we do add in, some extra stuff. And I need to make sure I have some particles. I didn't spend any time on particles. I really wanted to make particles. I spent most of my time on the aesthetic and making sure sounds work. Same with the menus. I wanted menus to work and be pretty, and I wanted the presentation to feel good. If I'm going to judge people on presentation and tell them that they suck because of blah blah and blah, then I think I should, spend some time doing that. And so I wanted to spend a lot of time on that. And then I had about 5 days where I didn't do any work at all because it was the holidays. And I think in talking to Arrow, I think having it during the holidays is a good thing, but at the same time, we definitely restricted how much time you might be able to have with the game because, again, you're spending time with the family and you're trying to make people happy and all that other stuff. How can you be like, hey, I'm gonna go spend 14 hours working on a game jam? I don't think that's necessarily fair. So, but that being said, I am gonna do a post-mortem, talk about how I did all the things, where I went to, what my decisions were, how I decided to do that, and where we went from there. And then I'm gonna obviously provide the update that I've done for the game already, and then I probably am gonna release it on Steam. Do like a $2 release, and once I've cleaned it up and made it more organized and pretty, because I did fix a lot of the logic. Now he can actually come in here whenever he gets alerted. He opens doors and he doesn't get stuck, and then he goes and checks it out. He didn't see me because I'm too short, and then he goes back to his route. That wasn't in there before, and so now it is. Oh, and he's coming after me because he heard a noise. So the AI has been enhanced a little bit, and now with that enhanced AI, it just makes it a lot easier, or not a lot easier, but it makes it a lot more fun. Okay, he's not supposed to chase me this far. What the F? Get out of here, bro. Yo, he tried chasing me all the way back to my house. So yeah, there's a couple of things I need to do to balance it out and make it. I think one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to actually break it down into neighborhoods and then gate lock the content behind the neighborhoods. I think that's probably one of the things I want to do. I had a lot of fun designing the police station. I think that's a similar thing, is how I want the challenges to be. Obviously, you need to watch for timing, and you need to understand how timing plays into it. And then if you have bad timing, how do you fix it? Get it away from the cops. He should go in the back door. Yeah, he did. Because I made that guy yell. And I want to have car alarms, that go off and make noise. This was the police station that I designed from scratch. I like it. And I like the idea that I have to sneak around, throw doors at them to distract them. Yeah, right, donuts. That'd be funny. You're like, eh. I do want snowballs. I think snowballs and throwing snowballs is a thing. That way you can like Metal Gear Solid it, you know what I mean? Okay, now I'm here. I need to get the present, but I'm not tall enough, so I have to stand up, and I moved. So because I moved, it alerted the cop. I should be able to hide. Oh, he saw me. But he can't go through here, so I got it. Now I can create my portal. And I think at later levels I'll make it to where you can actually use the teleport as well yourself. You can use the foxhole yourself, but we did just make it to where you can spawn it wherever you want, as long as it's on the landscape. So I can spawn it wherever I want, which is nice. Sadly enough, I didn't get enough people to test the game, which is sad. I wish I had a little bit more people to play it so I could have got more feedback. Because like I said, I want to actually release this game. And so to actually release it, I need more feedback to kind of know what the positive negatives were. And that kind of sucked that I didn't get the feedback I was looking for. So hopefully what I'll be able to do is I'll probably get a couple of the screenshots and see if a Reddit post or something can generate some traffic and get some people to try it out, because I do want to see if it's a viable thing, if people like it and they enjoy it. I think 10 minutes is probably too long, but I wanted you to have the time to explore that big, vast land. So it's on itch. You can actually just go and get it. It's free. Here, I'll send you the link. I don't know if that works. I don't think it'll work. It might work because I'm the one who sent it. But if it doesn't, that's the page. Then you can try it out. But I am going to be looking for feedback. I need to fix this. That was definitely a glitch. Let's take a look at this real quick and see what's going on with that. So is overlap. Okay. So anything that overlaps can cause this noise. So we need to do other actor, cast to BP. I guess we need to pass to is base. And then is the BP base. Yeah, no worries. Appreciate it. So we're gonna say is BP base. We're gonna do is valid, and then we're gonna choose yes. So if this BP base is valid, then we're gonna go ahead and we're going to play this sound at the location, because what that means is, and we're gonna get the actor for the other actor. And what this means is basically we're saying, whatever actor came in here, we get that location. I should probably do this node. Yeah, that's probably a better node, because I want it to be wherever that, I want it to be at the location for wherever that offending object was that did the overlap, right? And then on a failure, right, we're going to do another cast, and we're going to say cast to BP player controller. No, I don't want that. Cast to BP character. Yeah, character base. There we go. Perfect. And so we'll cast to the character base, and then we're going to do an is valid from here. And if it is valid, then we're going to do the same thing where we basically play the sound. And then the we're going to have to copy the get actor location. I'm going to have two separate ones because it's going to have two separate locations. Okay, that's fine. I was trying to be silly, so that's fine. So we'll grab this, we'll paste it down here, and then we'll just do this node. If it's valid, then do that. If it's not, then we do this. And keep in mind that I am not a coder in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I guess I am now, but when I started this jam, I was not a coder. And I still don't think I am a coder. But that being said, I'm coding things. So, I'm pretty cool. So save that, and then basically what this should do is this should fix our problem where the bush was making the noise automatically. Yeah. So the only time it should make that bush noise is when the actual policeman goes through there. And it's not making it when I go through there. And the reason why is it needs to do a sequence, right? So it needs to check. This is probably not necessarily good code, but it is code. I think there's a better way to do this, and I'm just, again, this is the part about being a newbie coder, that you don't necessarily know the best way to do things. You just know how to do them. So we're going to do a sequence, and we're going to first check if it's here. If it is valid, then we move on and we play our sound, and that is how we move on. And then we go to our next one. So our next one will do a check. Is it the player? If it is the player, then we'll also play that sound here if it's valid, and if not, then we're good. So this should actually fix our problem. And I like keeping it clean if we can. I would even clean this up normally, but again, we're kind of just hacking this together real quick. Oh, I forgot I moved the keys over. So it should make the noise when I walk in the bush now. And it does. What's nice about the bushes is the cop can't see you while you're in the bush because it blocks the visibility channel. And if I'm sneaking, he can't hear me either. But if I turn off sneaking and I move, he can hear me. And now he can see me. And you can tell that because of the zones. So one of the ways to know is numlock off. What the heck? Show me his stuff, man. 4 is supposed to work. What? Oh, I guess it's 5 now? Anyways, you can see the zone. So red is, if he saw me, red is where he would forget me. Green is his sight range. So if I'm in the green, he will actually see me. And yellow is where he will hear me. So I can technically be behind him. And you'll see that for him to forget me, I have to leave his sight range. Otherwise, he's going to keep chasing me. So I have to leave his sight range, which is the red. And then once I've hit the red, he'll forget me. And if 3 seconds, if he doesn't catch my sight again, he goes back to doing whatever it was that he was doing. Now, if I am running, he can't see me, right? I'm being blocked. And if I come in here, oh, I messed it up. But see, you got the yellow and the green. The yellow is where he heard me, and then the green is there. Gordon Wu, yeah, I made this game in 15 days for a game jam. It was a really quick game. It is technically alpha, yeah. Oh, they caught me. They caught me. But I am gonna release this one quickly. I'm not gonna sit on it. I'm probably gonna wrap up some of the bugs, and then I'll get a version out so that way it's out there. And then if people like it, cool, and if they don't like it, then that's cool too. Yeah, it's a pretty good game. I think we did a really good job at creating a good aesthetic. I like it. It's very cutesy, very pretty art style. He's over here sleeping. I try to get the gift. I'm not tall enough, so I have to unshift, and then that wakes up the guy, and I gotta hide. Okay, so he's over there, and I gotta hide from him behind the chair so he doesn't see me. Yes. Let me run out. That's a really good question. Give me 2 seconds, and I'll show you. Hold on 1 second. So if I go to my D drive, Game Jam, where's Rezo? Saved, save games. Let me delete that. Okay, now you will see what the premise is. File, open level, and main menu. And then I'll hit play. Prepare to be wowed. Maybe.
Once upon a time, in a small town nestled in the snowy mountains of Creston Valley, there was a fox. His name was Milo. Milo lived in a humble little burrow with his parents and two younger siblings. His parents worked tirelessly, doing all they could to keep their family warm and fed. Life in Crescent Valley was tough, though, especially in the winter. But their love and determination held the family together. This year, Milo's father was injured at work. As a result, he couldn't put in enough hours to afford any Christmas gifts for the family.
Milo, do you think that Santa will bring me the doll that I saw in that town square? She was pretty and had the best dress I've ever seen.
She said with wide eyes and excitement written all upon her face.
Hey, brother. Do you remember last year when our sled broke? I was so upset. This year, the other kids just laughed at us when we said we couldn't join in on the annual sled race. I wish Pa could figure something out.
He exclaimed with disappointment and hope in the same breath. And so, with a spark of mischief in his eye and a heart of determination, Milo hatched a plan. This year, Christmas would be unforgettable.
So now, your job is to go and steal the gifts, excuse me, from the nice houses and bring them back to your own Christmas tree before Christmas night
Milo eyes the
ends.
foxhole, wondering if it might aid his quest.
And so when you find a gift, these are I'm in test cheating mode because I was testing the score stuff. These are the sleigh that your brother was talking about, and it's worth like 200 points. And then this is the if I press P and go to F and I zoom in, this is the doll that your sister was talking about. So that's worth 200 points. And so then you have all these other gifts that you're going to be able to go around and look for. So, for example, your job is to go to the houses, avoid the cops who are out at nighttime. The cops hear you and they see you. So you got to sneak around, break into the house, find the gifts, take the gifts, and bring those back to your Christmas tree. And you can do that. Let me see if the cop's on his way back. He's not. Okay, cool. You can do that by utilizing foxholes that you can create. So I can create a foxhole, and then I can throw my gift down the foxhole, and it'll teleport it back to my base. And then there's going to be noise indicators throughout the game. So there'll be, people sleeping. If I wake him up, see how he screams. The cop nearby hears the scream and tries to come and figure out what's going on. And so the cop will investigate. I can pick up other Christmas gifts like the Christmas star. And then again, my job is to avoid detection the entire time. If I alert the cop, then the cop comes again. I'm being quiet. He didn't see me. He's going to go inside. Bam. Bye, coppers. And now I've evaded the cops. And then what my job is to get the highest score that I could possibly get, which is the highest Christmas tree, value with all the presents and gifts. And so I can pick up the gifts and I can bring them to my Christmas tree, which is outside here. And then when I'm done, I can either wait the timer out or I can go to bed. And going to bed will restart or end the game basically. And so it'll run the game over. Oh, I don't want to put that on the bed. What am I doing? It'll start the game over process if I go to the bed. And so then the game over is done a couple different ways. Either A, I manually set it up, or B, I don't need cheap viewers, man. I need real viewers. Are you going to be a real viewer? I don't need no cheap viewers. Get out of here. I warned you. You have been warned. Okay, bye. It'll calculate everything that's inside the tree zone, and then it'll give you your score. Or if you get caught by the coppers, it'll take your,
Milo freezes in his tracks. It's a policeman. Sneaking might be his best way to stay out of sight.
I get caught by the cops, then it comes over, takes me to the screen where I've been caught by the cops. And then this screen actually has hints. I'll have Easter eggs throughout the game that kind of hint at different things that you can do and play. So, you'll have that kind of going off and that going off, showing you that, hey, if I go to the police station, I can get the doll. I don't think I'm going to go for mobile. It could be mobile, but I don't really know how that would work, to be honest, so I don't know. Console is possible. I don't see why not. But PC is definitely, yeah, it's Steam. Steam release is easy. Not a problem at all. And I had another person helping me. His name is Unreal Dev. He was awesome and instrumental in being able to get this like level stuff done. He also came up with the idea for the hovel, which was really cool. I had the door already kind of figured out, but he had this really cool idea for how the hovel was going to look kind of, detailed in this sense. So I absolutely love that. Good feel. That's kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. Good idea, Joey. I need to make the dress for the mom. I made a bow. That way I could differentiate him, but I need to make a dress. I made the scarf. And originally, he was supposed to have a hoodie. I don't know what I made the hoodie. I don't know what happened, but something happened in the transfer from point A to point B, and the file got corrupted, and I didn't have the hoodie anymore. And I was like, so that's why it was called, the level's called the Hood, because it was supposed to be the hoodie character running around with his hoodie on, stealing gifts, like Robin Hood, a play on the concept. Did not go through because I didn't get it done in enough time. So I was like, well, okay. We pivoted. I just put the scarf on him. So yeah, I need to make particles. Lots and lots of particles need to be had. I need to clean up these models. Thanks, man. How you been? Chilling? We need to fix up the tree. I was not happy with how that turned out. That's okay though. And I want to make the presents a little bit better. Danilo, Mr. Unreal. Ew, disgusting. That definitely will make you busy. Mr. Danilo thinks the presents are too... Wait, why do I have doubles? Wait, what? What? I don't understand how this works. Map present 02 blue. Oh, because each present has a different color. That's a better way I could have done that. I guess I was hacking it in. So we can reduce the roughness. You ever think about having the tree gain new lights or ornaments for the amount of gifts? Somebody mentioned that, and that's a really good idea. I didn't do it, but yeah, that's a really good idea. So let's do 0.5, 0.4. Let's see what this looks like. This is Unreal's idea. Yeah, I think that's a cool idea. I thought originally what I was thinking about is having like the lights light up, like they're already there, but they're not there. But my thing is if Homeboy is like too poor and he's stealing gifts, then how did he get this cool elaborate tree? You know what I mean? So maybe you can steal lights. That might be a thing where you can steal lights, and you could like you bring more lights to the Christmas tree, and you throw it on the base of the Christmas tree, and it lights it up based off of how many you put on there. I could do that. That's it. I mean, that's technically your score in the upper left-hand corner. It's really badly displayed. But yes, that's technically your score. So this is less. This is less. Wait, what's the word I'm looking for? Less metally. I don't know if I like that better or not. This is the first house. No. Son of a bitch. Yeah, let me show you here. It's right here. It may not show because of how it looks. Let me see. No, it does. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you can see the score. It's in the upper right-hand corner.
Milo eyes the foxhole, wondering if it might aid his quest.
So you get a little indicator that it got put on the tree, and then your score changes. I need to turn off the tutorial tips. But I think that can be better displayed. Again, I just hacked it together before. Yeah, like I said, I think it could be better displayed. It was hacked in there last minute. Yeah, Homeboy thinks they're too metally. I don't think they're too metally. I mean, I guess maybe. I don't know. I kind of like it, you know? Maybe the green one is a little bit too much. Where's present 3? Of course it does it on the bow. Okay, now let's look and see what present 3 looks like. Yeah, I'm gonna get it on Steam as quickly as I possibly can. The problem with the GIFs being too metallic is that they will look very dark if there's not enough light. Well, I mean, I agree with that too, but the problem with them being not enough is there's no reflection now. So now they're like, meh. Ah, get out of here. Get out. Look, cop. You're not gonna get me, okay? Yeah, that's right. You didn't know what's going on, did you? So see how flat they look? It just looks flat. It's still dark. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. I think it needs a little bit color, like it needs better choices of colors, like more choices of colors. Like, see how good that looks, metal wise. I see the flatness happening, but I don't know. Oh yeah, flip that gift. Yeah, I can create multiple ones per. So I can just go create another gift and change the color. I mean, again, I'm not opposed to it. I think I do agree that I like the more flat color than the more metallic color. I mean, you know, looking at it, especially for the green, I like how that looks a lot better. With the flat design. So it's okay. I think what I'll do is kind of like on real Christmas presents where they have like the print, like gingerbread or candy canes or whatever. I'll do some stuff like that. And then the other ones is I can have like the stars cut out, and in the stars area, um, they will be in the star area. They will be like a flat mat, or I'll do full metal on the stars area. There's ways that I can make it look more like paper. I mean, it's realistic. They're supposed to be dark. I get what you're saying, but this is how it doesn't matter what color I do unless I make them emissive. They're gonna be dark, like right here, because there's no lights. So we would have to we need to light this area up. I'm not saying we don't. I actually put that in one of my tasks to do was to light that area up. But I mean, when they're in a lit area, I think they look good. So it's just we just need to get a good lighting set up for the outside tree. I think that goes to what Gordon was talking about with having lights that are outside. Maybe if I collect the lights or whatever else, that adds Christmas lights to the tree, and I drop the Christmas lights off, and then it like loads the tree. Drop more, and it loads the tree. If I get the star, I come here and I get the star, and then I go drop the star off. Then it puts the star on top of the tree. That'd be kind of cool. So then the star would go to the top of the tree. Why doesn't that have an indicator light? Oh, because that's a separate one. No, it has one. It's just jacked up. Okay, interesting. But yeah, I think if we start lighting it up, then, for example, and I put my stuff down, now I have a light that's lighting things up. I think that'll help for sure. That's possible, I guess. I mean, I don't know why I would restrict what, like, let's say I go into this house, right? Why would I restrict what gifts I can get? What what says that I can or can't grab this gift? Why couldn't I grab this gift? Now, I do think that having something that like I said, I need to instead of having this big open world that we have, I think that this needs to be gated out, and I think that's the answer to wrap this up and call this project good. Um, I think what I want to do is I want to limit the neighborhoods, right? And so I'm going to put some walls around the neighborhood, and you're not going to be able to access the neighborhood until you get like an access code or whatever. And maybe, you go to the police station and that's how you get the access code for one. And so then but you'll have your first neighborhood that you can go to, which will probably be something simple like here. Maybe this is the first neighborhood that's available. And then once you finish this neighborhood, then like maybe there's cop cars or whatever here, just like this wreck over here, because I had a wreck that I had created for the bus. Maybe there's cop cars that are blocking it because whatever's happening, and so you can't go to this part of this neighborhood. And then once you finish all of these houses or whatever, we have some kind of tracker that's determined that you finished all those houses. And then when you come back to turn in your stuff, then it's like, oh, you've finished this. Okay, cool. You can now, like, all the cops cars have cleared, or maybe we have like a news bulletin that pops up and it's a cinematic, and it's like a reporter and she's on the news and she's like, this just in, the cops have cleared up the problem towards town square. And so then now okay, well, I need to head towards town square. And so then you could head towards town square, do what town square is, and then that unlocks another neighborhood that's a gated community over here or something. and like this is blocked off. And so once you've done the cop stuff and the town square stuff, there's an access code in the cops, like maybe over here or something. You go to the desk and it gives you the access code. Yeah, and that's something I needed to think about. That's a good point too. I hinted at that in the cinematic. If you skip the cinematic, you have no clue that there are special gifts to look for because there's no UI. And I did that on purpose because, again, I coded this in 15 days and I didn't know how to do a UI for that. So yes, I think that's probably the best answer is, hey, I need to have some kind of like quest system. Very, very generic, but a quest system that kind of like, bloop, here you go, this is what you got to grab. That way, when you come back and you talk to them, they'll remind you and be like, hey, did you get this yet? And then, or well, I don't want you to be able to like give it to them yet. I want you to, I gotta figure out how I want that to be. I want the end screen based off of what you do. So let's say I collected this gift and this gift and I got all the other gifts. Then when you go to the end screen, I want the tree to be all lit up and I want the family to be around the tree and I want the kid to be sliding in the background on his sleigh and the girl to be playing with the doll, and holding it up in the air and being happy. And I think that's how I want that to look. So that way you get different ending screens based off of what you did. If you didn't get the doll, then the girl would be in the corner, like, kind of crying because she didn't get the doll. But the boy would be sleighing on the top of the roof, down and being like, whoa, yeah. So he's like having the time of his life. And the little sister is like, no. Or vice versa, you get the doll, but you didn't get the sleigh. So then that's happening. Or like you get the ultimate, you got all the gifts that you could possibly get and everything. And what that looks like is all the cops, you're present, like you got every gift everywhere. And I think it would be cool, like your whole family is celebrating Christmas morning, blah, blah, blah. And then I pan over and all of a sudden you see like a bunch of cops running at you. They're like, oh, it's time to get them. And so then the cops are running at you. And that's the ending, So I want to have the fun part of this that makes it replayable is I want you to be able to have different endings based off of, kind of what you've done. And then that should encourage you to play more times, get the high score, play more times. I also need to make the high score integrated with Steam so that way it's like displayed and you can see other people, because high score will be based off of the time it took you to get it. So it's good for speedrunners and it's good for people who like roguelikes. That's kind of the idea behind it. So we'll see. Okay. So where we're going to go with this, I'm not doing it tonight, but what we are going to go with this is I think I'm going to have, yeah, high score labels. That's true. Yeah. I think I got to figure out a method for locking out the neighborhoods. I got to do that. And I think that's the first thing I've got to do is, create a tutorial. I was thinking after the cutscene, I could have an option that says play tutorial. And if you do, then what it does is it goes to another cutscene where he's like planning out his attack. And then you can do like a quick tutorial level that walks you through like, oh, you have to open doors, use left mouse button. And then, you use the button to open the door. And then it'll say, okay, now you have to find the gifts. So that way it kind of walks you through the tutorial level, and it's him, quote unquote, planning the attack for the neighborhood. And then it it'll zoom in on him like drawing on a piece of paper near his bed or something. So that way it's like him planning. And then once you're done, then it goes out from there. Yeah. I think that's how I gotta do it. Yeah, they look good. That's a good choice, Unreal. I'm not opposed to it. It's definitely more sheen. So I give you, you know, I give you credit. That's a good idea. But then you have like how boring that GIF looks. You know what I mean? Like it looks so boring. Look better as silver. I don't know. We'll have to play with it. We'll have to play with it for sure. I like how it spits it out. Like, I gotta make a throw animation. So that way he could like throw it like a snowball. With the longer you hold the right click, the more he throws it. That might be fun to do. Okay. Okay. Well, I have streamed for an hour. I've reached my 10 o'clock limit. Tomorrow's stream will be GameDev. I don't know. I might go back to the Imperium project for tomorrow in the next couple of days. There is some work that I got to do there to get caught up on. Or I might round this off. I don't know yet. We'll see. But I do need to get this released on Steam and get it out there. And then I need to also get some testers and get some feedback on it. So I want to definitely get some feedback for this. Yeah, I think $2 on Steam is a good idea. You know what I mean? Like, it's simple, it's easy, nice and chill. And then if people like it, then I'll dev on it a little bit more. But yeah, we need Imperium. I need to get the buildings. I need to redo the character. There's a lot that needs to be done. So, okay, well, that was basically my new year. We're gonna start off. We've got two big projects we're gonna try to finish: Imperium and this. I don't have a name for this yet. The game jam name was The Gift. That game is already taken on Steam, so I can't stick with the name The Gift. But the New Year's is going to be an interesting one. We've got a lot going on. We have a lot happening. I'm no longer in the military, so I have nothing but time on my hands other than my day job. So I got a lot of things that I want to get done, and game deving is going to be a serious part of that. So look forward to doing nightly streams. I may take breaks here and there. I don't know what the schedule is going to look like, but right now the plan is nightly streams. So cool. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Thanks for everybody who's here. Appreciate you. Gordon, keep struggling with that DDG life, man. Was the Fox Before Christmas. Maybe. That might be a good name. I don't know. It's gotta be snappy. So think on it. We'll think on it. We'll think on it together, and we'll come up with something. I like it. You guys have a good one, okay?